guys doing today? My name is Anima, and today we have a post-commentated Pokemon X and Wi-Fi battle versus Bryle, otherwise known as The Effect 09 on Twitter. Now guys, this is a battle for the Litheo League, which I suggest that you check out at Litheo League, Litheo Region on Twitter, please, thank you please. Me, Xenon, Skyrander, and a bunch of folks are participating in it, and it's really cool. Essentially, it's like a it's like a Pokemon League, basically. I would compare it to the likes of the GBA, if you've heard of it, but it's kind of more, it's more like gym leadery than the GBA, and it's kind of fun. It's really, I really like it. I'm a bit behind though, so what can you do? There's actually someone who's already ran around and got all 8 of the badges. But right now I'm still sitting at just the 1. Anyway, this is my first gym battle, and it is against Bryle, the fairy type gym leader. And as you can see, Bryle has a very threatening team. The 8 gyms are mono type teams. So yes, that is monotype in every sense of the word. They just use these 1 types of Pokemon, but they're like really good battlers. And it makes me very fearful of what they would be like without the restrictions of a monotype, considering they are very well thought out monotype teams as it is. Anyway, so how the Litheo region works is you draft 7 Pokemon, and you can use these Pokemon, you can change these sets interchangeably, mess about with their EVs, natures, and so on and so forth, so long as they are the 7 Pokemon. As you can see, these are who I've brought, and right now we're benching Goodra because we're against the fairy gym leaders, so there's not really much point. But we have, I did do some prior planning to this. I made sure that my team was orientated to face fairies here. So my Manectric is actually a weird. I'm gonna explain to you the teams a little bit more in this in these sessions because they're more particular, especially if it's post-com. I'm going to try and explain as well as I can prior to the actual battle game, because it'll be really fast. So anyway, this is a really particular Manectric. It's got Switcheroo, T-Bolt, Volt Switch, and Flamethrower, and it's not mega. It's not mega at all. It's actually a Choice Scarf variant, and the whole reasoning behind this was to possibly trick something into being locked into like. Well, I'm looking at the Clefable. Just in case anything was to set up, the idea is to trick it into that. So that's nice. Got specially defensive Arcanine because Arcanine resists fairy type attacks. So that's the Morning Sun and Extreme Speed, Flamethrower, and all that stuff. We have a physically defensive Gastrodon specifically for the Azumarill. So that's what's occurring there, and to help me take hits from the Gramble. I didn't know precisely what the team would be. I did actually plan for this, and then I saw like a battle against this team. So so you can definitely say I counter-teamed, but as far as I'm concerned, this is like a league, and you should plan. It's not like you can counter-team really extensively, because you draft 7 Pokemon in before you can particularly go anyway. So just being completely honest with you guys, you can judge me for that if you want, but I'm just laying it all out on the table for you so you know what won. And normally I use a specially defensive Caesar, but this is an offensive bulky Mega Caesar here. And I thought I need to bring Mega Caesar if I'm against the fairy type gym. So yes, can take 1 Flamethrower from a Clefable, just so you know, with my EV spread. We've got a, it was intended to be a suicide lead Aerodactyl, but Aerodactyl can learn Iron Head and Taunt, so I had to have that, just in case shit wanted to set up and all that kind of stuff. And we have Weavile. And it was either Weavile or Goodra. It was bringing something that was going to be weak to the fairies either way. So I decided to bring Weavile just because it's fast as hell and can revenge really well, and it gets Metal Claw too. So I thought if I need to get a good solid hit on something, that'll be the guy. If I'm absolutely desperate and everybody else has fallen flat. So let's hit play, and you will see what I saw, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. So Bryle is issuing a challenge. Looking resplendent in green, and sends out the Klefki as the lead. So this is a dual screens T-Wave T-Wave draining Kiss Klefki. So as you can see, it goes straight for the light screen, as I actually over predicted here and went for the Volt Switch. I should have gone for the Flamethrower, to be honest, but I thought that the Gardevoir might come in and try to trace. This is actually a static Manectric to prevent the Gardevoir from getting tracing Lightning Rod. So I went out into Matilda, and I'm just going to go straight for Flamethrowers against this thing, because I need to take it down. This is a light clay Klefki. The screens will be there for a buttload of time, so we are able to deal good super effective damage onto the Klefki, which is very nice. My opponent goes for that priority T-Wave, and I'm going to go for another Flamethrower just to put it in the red, I believe. So my opponent is going to make a good play here and go into their Gardevoir to try and trace my Flash Fire. Not that it would do that much for it. It would make it immune to fire type moves, which would mean I couldn't touch it, but other than that, it wouldn't get any special attack boosts or anything like that, unless we are looking at a hidden power fire Gardevoir, which honestly I was fearing. But I did predict him coming in, so I go into Pulse as he traces Flash Fire, so he doesn't really know if he's traced Lightning Rod yet or anything like that, but he doesn't even care. He's just going to go straight for the Mega Evolution. Out comes Nashandra, and that's such a great name. I think we have a Dark Souls fan here, which is perfect! Love it! And if it's not a Dark Souls reference, I'd be interested to know what kind of reference it was. So I do Volt Switch here because Pulse can't really touch this thing very well, and go out to Matilda, who is my specially defensive wall for the team, resisting Hyper Voices and so on and so forth. So my opponent does go for that Hyper Voice, and is going to do a whopping total of not that much damage. And I have the lefties on my Arcanine. Item clause is in place, so you can't have two iterations of the same item. Now I predict the Psychic type move coming, so I make the risky play and go into my Weavile. This was risky because he didn't really lose anything by spamming Hyper Voice or anything like that, and Weavile is very, very weak to it. So my opponent does withdraw, not wanting any unnecessary damage onto their Gardevoir, and go out into their Grand Ball, which is a good play because that thing is, I'm not going to be able to touch that with the Intimidate. My Fake Out, Ice Shard, and so on is going to do a total of Jack Bollocks. So yes, it's not even Jack Shite, it's Jack Bollocks. Someone's bollocks have appeared to, I don't know, mock me, have appeared, good lord. I don't like this alternate reality. So let's go into Bubbles here, because we do wall this thing pretty nicely. I'm gonna go for the Play Rough, and it's not gonna do an awful lot of damage at all. I was fearing this thing having T-Wave, but the Klefki having T-Wave kind of gave away that this thing probably didn't have it, so my opponent is gonna withdraw. I thought it might have Heal Bell instead, just to help everybody out. So they go into the Azumarill just to resist the water type move as I go for the Scald, and I kind of thought they would go into the Azumarill, but I wanted to fish for the burn. The Reflect is going to wear off, which is nice. Now I kind of goofed here because I was like, he's probably going to go for like Play Rough or something, and I don't know. I don't know, maybe I don't know, did I have a better switch in for this actually? I don't know. I think I could have abused the fact that he wasn't going to go for a water type move because he knew about my Storm Drain. Regardless, I went for the Clear Smog just in case this thing was a Belly Drum set, and the Clear Smog would remove all the boosts and so on, which would have been extremely nice, so that's I did put that on Gastron specifically for any setup Pokemon. I was very afraid for the Clefable because I got wrecked by Clefable fairly recently. So I'm very freshly afraid of these things. Now, I go into Blister, and I thought this might have been a good time to SD up and go for Bullet Punches for game, but I was paranoid about going up against the Klefki because I do Speed Tie with it, so I just wanted to make sure that it would be dead. I have no speed investment in this thing, so I didn't want to risk a Speed Tie against the Klefki and have it T-Wave me or something crap, and have me like funny about moving and stuff like that. So my opponent is free to go into the Clefable, and this is a bit of a boo-boo. I'm going to switch out here because I know the Flamethrower is coming, going out into Aerodactyl, who does resist. Go Raptor! I love Aerodactyl. I actually really love Aerodactyl a lot. I've brought Magenta. Those of you who have been watching for quite a while, you might remember Magenta. She is beautiful, she is bae. So the Flamethrower is going to do a total of diddly poo, and I'm going to go straight for the Taunt just in case this thing decided it wanted to set up, but they do make the better play and go into the Grand Ball. I definitely played it a bit safe here, just in general, because I did not want to mess around with the Clefable, not in a million years. But I'm going to switch out here because I do not want to handle this thing at all and go into Blister, who does resist Play Rough very nicely. So that's going to be nice. That's going to be nice indeed. Goes to the Play Rough. It's going to do not much at all because I do have a good chunk of defensive investment plus Mega Caesar's natural bulk. Going for the Bullet Punch here, I know it will be a 2k from this range, and it does a whopping buttload of damage. I've never seen Bullet Punch do so much damage. Like to Grand Ball, I've got so much faith in Grand Ball, but I'm not intimidated. I'm just so used to being intimidated by the Grand Ball. So we are going to get the second Bullet Punch off, and that's going to kill. I did decide just to start just to go for the bullet punch there, just because I really wanted to damage this thing. Now I had a feeling my opponent was just going to go for the flamethrower again, so go back into Raptor to take it. They could have gone for the Moonblast, but it would have been a very risky play for them because I would have been able to get a free bullet punch without so much as a sniff against them. So I'm going to go here for the Iron Head, and we're going to catch the Azumarill, which my opponent very smartly chooses to fodder. Honestly, they're very good players in the Litheo region. If you fancy a challenge, go for it. I don't think there's any spaces left, but if someone does drop out, then you could sign up. You could sign up. So, unfortunately, my opponent is forced back into the Clefable as I go straight for the Iron Head again, and this time he is going to go for the Moonblast, and this is going to do a surprising amount of not much. I really thought Raptor was going to die here, which is why I just went for the Iron Head for as much damage as possible. But here I went for the Taunt, getting the feeling that he might set up. And thankfully he went for the Moonlight, so that's great. And I'd go for the Stealth Rock as a finishing thing, just to guarantee some KOs later on in the game, help out the remaining Pokemon to do stuff. This next Flamethrower is going to take Raptor out, but honestly, she lived well beyond my expectation, which was amazing, so I really enjoyed that. And I am going to go into Blister and just go for the Bullet Punch. Now, I could have gone into the Manectric and gone for 2 T-Bolts or something like that, but I did not want to mess around with this thing. I wanted to pressure it into attacking me straight away, and I had faith in everybody else being able to deal with the remainder Pokemon. So, as it stands, my opponent just has this Clefable, has the Togekiss, and the Gardevoir, the Mega Gardevoir left. I'm going to go into Pulse and go for the Volt Switch and get a free switch into my Arcanine here. Reason being, I wanted to be able to just chip away at my opponent's Pokemon with E-Speed and Flamethrower and so on and so forth. Oh no! God damn! Ignore me completely. No. Okay, go out into Snake. I'm skipping ahead here, but I thought I'd be able to get some fake out damage and so on, but the way that Flinch comes in tells me that it's Scarfed, because Weavile naturally outspeeds Flinch, and look how evil that thing is, But yeah, Weavile naturally outspeeds Flinch. Yes, I went into Weavile, hoping to force, hoping to get some free fake out and so on damage. So I was a bit surprised that this thing did come out. But regardless, Arcanine is going to be fine to deal with it. If he went for the Air Slash, I don't know if it would have killed. Maybe it probably did, because Weavile is very frail. But he goes for the Aura Sphere instead, which works out fine for me, which works out fine and dandy. And now he's going to switch out into Nishandra, because the Togekiss is needed to outspeed everything. I do think it's Scarf, just judging by how much damage Aura Sphere did. I am specially defensive, but I do think it should have done more damage than it did. But we are going to get back up to full, which is extreme! It's just so damn extreme, I can't even tell you, as my opponent goes for the Hyper Voice. And this is going to do not an awful lot of damage, but he did predict me going straight into my Weavile. And I want to just go for the Flamethrower, because at this point I thought if I just weaken the Gardevoir, a combination of Stealth Rocks, and so on and so forth, my other Pokemon will be able to deal with the Togekiss just fine. I just need to put the Gardevoir in range of Fake Out Ice Shard being a thing. So I didn't really mind Matilda getting paralyzed here, and I actually got pretty damn lucky with my paralysis, all things considered. I only got Parahaxed once. In fact, this match wasn't really that haxy. Like, it was pretty damn clean for the most part, and E-Speed's going to do a respectable amount considering I'm not really invested, and this Psyshock is going to be enough to take me out. I could have gone for the risky switch and going into Weavile here, but it was not necessary, because I can just go into Pulse, can just go into my Manectric, and T-Bolt everything for the win, so that was very nice! Yeah! Wow! It was really exciting, actually. It was really exciting. So, good game, Bryle. I hope I'm saying your name right. Otherwise known as the Effect09. A link to their Twitter will be in the description down below, as well as links to the Litheo region and so on and so forth. And please do go check these things out, ladies and gentlemen, because they're very good battlers, and it's really, really fun. So, thank you so much, Bryle A, for the battle. Yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah! Leave a like if you did, leave a like if you're so inclined, leave a commento as well if you want to. Answer the curiosity, which is gonna be, what is the most try-hard you've ever gone for it in anything? I'm just gonna talk about, I'm gonna say with regard to anything, or you can just talk about with Pokemon. To be honest, try hard in Pokemon is just funny. I'd say an instance that I've been the most try hard in Pokemon is probably actually in this. because I've never really counter-teamed or anything like that before, and I've never really planned, as it were. I mean, I didn't counter-team like in a really horribly strict sense, like I'm gonna put everything is gonna fucking counter the shit out of everything. I just made sure that I was ready for a fairy type gym, which, to be honest, is what you do in general anyway. But it did help to see a video, seeing what this team would be. But I didn't expect it to be completely the same anyway. But yes, I'd say probably in this kind of instance, I have been the most tryhard I've ever been. Yeah, because I mean, even in OU, I'm not that crazy tryhard, to be honest. I mean, you've seen my OU sets, and long-time subscribers will know that I'm just not crazy tryhard. It's only recently that I'm starting to use the really horrendous tryhard Pokemon, in my opinion. I didn't use Aegislash until the game was out for like a full year. Isn't that sad? Ugh, not doing that kind of thing again. Anyway. So what's the most tryhard you've ever been, with regard to Pokemon or otherwise? Answer in as much or as little detail as you would like, folks! Oh, by the way, we actually have a replacement microphone now, so we're not going to be getting any strange quality anytime soon. A bit bummed because the microphone was expensive, so bollocks. But yeah, at least we've got some nice clean quality now. So yeah, sorry about the scummy Schweizer audio. It's really not very nice. To compensate for the better audio, I've started talking like an absolute fucking moron, so yeah, cool. Subscribe for more moron. But yeah, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed, answer the Q2 does. Subscribe if you haven't already, because it's been an absolute pleasure to have you on board. The support has been wonderful. It's been overwhelming. Thank you guys so much. I love you all very dearly. I value you very, very much. And yeah, more importantly than all of these things, however, is for you all to take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye-bye!